Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this is actually so bad, the fact that I keep re-recording these like little chit chats or whatever, but there's so many different versions and I don't know, I feel like I never like the one after I like watch it back, but I've been wanting to do my makeup, and the OG chit chat was supposed to be a get ready with me. I'm by myself, I'm in a really good mood, sun's out. Let me see. Yes, the sun's out. My hair is not done, hence why it's in this little braid. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm like in a good mood. I do need to shower, but I kind of want to do my makeup. Well, I need to do an assignment, but I'm not really motivated to do my assignment right now, and it's probably because I don't know. I mean, I'm dressed, but like I don't know. So I figured that we could do like a little chit chat, get ready with me while I take 15-20 minutes to do my makeup. And then maybe I'll actually be motivated to do my schoolwork. So, okay, I need to lower y'all now. Okay, but yes, hello, hi. Today we're gonna be doing like a little chit chat, get ready with me. I thought it would be kind of fitting because I literally am done with classes in 3 weeks. Like this upcoming Friday, I'm recording this on a Sunday. So by this upcoming Friday, that would mark 2 more weeks of classes, 3 weeks till graduation. So we are at 3 weeks of classes, 4 weeks until graduation. Because it's currently Sunday, April 13th, and I graduate on Saturday, May 10th. I've got my makeup here. I've got my matcha. I had coffee for the first time in I don't know how long. I think in about a month. A couple days ago. Was not feeling it. But I'm going to keep this super simple because keeping it simple will keep me on track to actually go back and do my homework. Start with the LA Colors brow pencil. I don't even know if y'all can see it, but this is the LA Colors Browy Wowie brow pencil, and I get it in the darkest shade of brown. But since we're talking about graduation, I guess we'll talk about school a little bit. So I went into college right after high school. I graduated high school in 2021 and then went to college. I declared history as my major because I wanted to be an attorney, and I completely changed my mind going into my senior year when it was too late. And I say too late because that would have made me have to come out of pocket more money, and I would have been in school longer had I changed my major. Which is why I always say network, get connections, try internships where they don't really care what your major is. They're just willing to teach you, because that right there, that coupled with the favor of the Lord I'm convinced is probably one of the only reasons why I was able to get the type of job that I got with my degree. But so I wanted to be an attorney, and I'm not saying that I don't have an interest in law. It's just not as strong as it was, and I wasn't going to force myself into law school knowing that that's a lot of money, that's a lot of time, and there's somebody else that wants it more than I do. So let them have my spot. You know what I mean? So I did that. I'm a first generation college student. So I'm the first one with a college degree, and that came with enough, you know, trial, error, confusion, what have you. But I really did enjoy my college experience. We have the e.l.f. Power Grip. Like, why won't this focus? It's gonna upset me. Okay. So, anyway. I really enjoyed my college experience. I did a lot. I lived on campus for 3.5 years. My last semester, aka this semester, I commuted. And that came with its own struggles, but I think it was good for me in my perseverance when it comes to being flexible and malleable with going back and forth different places, getting comfortable with driving again. In 2022, I got in a really bad car accident, and I didn't want to drive. Like, I already don't really enjoy driving. It's a privilege to drive. It's a privilege to have a car, which I don't take for granted. But after that car accident, I was like, I really don't care to drive. But it took me commuting to really be okay and be comfortable with driving and going different places. what did I do in college? I did a lot. It wasn't until my senior year that I started to sit down somewhere, but I was like the vice president of our transitions program, like our African American transitions program my freshman year. I was in Black Women's Organization. I was in a Black Honor Society. I was in Student Government Association. I served as a chairwoman across Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I was a scholar in a couple different programs. You know, I did a lot in college, and I networked a lot, and I definitely feel like that was very, I did not show y'all. I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow foundation, but it was really beneficial because it helped me, one, it taught me how to talk to people, how to network, how to build bonds with people, how to work on skills, soft skills and hard skills, and it was really cool. But it did start to get draining because I did so much. Like during my current senior year, I'm like so mentally checked out. All I can think about is crossing the stage, and now it almost feels impossible because I'm literally in the final stretch. I literally have 3 weeks until I'm done with classes. Next, we're gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. So that's that on that. But ultimately, I really enjoyed my college experience. Did it have some ups and downs? Absolutely. It had its fair share of ups and downs. Oh, I was supposed to do I saw this hack where you're supposed to do your blush first. But yeah, my senior year, my college experience had its fair share of ups and downs. But God saw me through it all, and I'm so grateful. And I'm just grateful because statistically, me being in college shouldn't have even been a thing, but the God I serve, he don't care about none of that. You know, I have favor with the Lord. And it shows. And I'm just so grateful because Jesus, he's always making a way. He's always coming through for me. This is the e.l.f. blush. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in Pinky Promise. And I'm so grateful. But yeah, so college has been good. We just brought out another line, so I'm a 2-time profile, which is so fun. We brought out a solo last year, and we just brought out 3 yesterday. My chapter is good until they decide that they are ready to do intake again. It's not like they're scrambling and stressed out because now stuff is like evenly distributed through multiple people, which is beautiful. But yeah, my college experience was really good. If you ask me if I would do it again, I would probably hesitate, but I think that I would. But at the same time, I would say no because I know I would make different decisions. And I think God allowed certain things to happen the way that they would happen for my growth, for my perseverance, for the development of my character, for all that type of stuff. So part of me would be like, yeah, I'd do it again, but I know I would make different choices if I had the knowledge that I have now. So it's like a 50-50, if that makes sense. But I did truly enjoy college, and I'm just so grateful that I'm almost done because my brain, she hurts. I do want to go to graduate school. I'm thinking of going into a master's program for business. God might reignite my spark for law. I might go to law school. I don't know, but I definitely know that God has not closed the door on my education. I do know that I want a break. But I don't think me going to school is over and done yet. So that's that on that. After college, I did accept the offer in the insurance and finance world, which is a complete 180 from history. It's a complete 180 from law. Well, not complete, but it's enough of a 180 for people to be like, oh, when I tell them about that change. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. This is tan. But yeah, people definitely like, oh, well, how did that happen? I'm just like, God, because I'm telling y'all, I changed my mind. going into my senior year. And I was scared that I was not going to have a job because people would try to discourage me and tell me that because of my degree choice that there wasn't going to be anything for me unless I wanted to be a teacher or work in a library, or I mean work in a museum, and that's not what I wanted. But it all worked out. That's literally the only job I applied for, and I got it. But I also got it because of that networking and the internship experience. So that worked out beautifully, and I'll be starting that a month after I graduate, literally 29 days after I graduate. So I'm really excited because I'm taking some time off after I graduate to just woosah, just to be, because I've just been on go mode, and I feel like this is going to be like my last little break before I go full-fledged into the workforce for this season of my life. I don't know, I'm just excited to just sit down and be. I've like gone back to reading. I literally got 3 books 11 days ago, and I'm done with 2 of them. I finished one of them in 2.5 days. I finished the other one in 4 days. And now I'm working on my last one. I should have put this on in the beginning, but this is a lip mask from Bath and Body Works, Champagne Toast. It's been so good. I've been loving reading. I've been loving getting back into writing, watching old shows, finding new shows to watch, getting in my bag with YouTube because I really want to take it seriously. So just kind of getting back to all my hobbies is really exciting. What I am a little nervous about though is making friends. I'm like, what is making friends going to be like as an adult? What is making friends going to be like after graduation? Because I'm already kind of shy, and it already kind of takes me a second to warm up to putting myself out there. And I don't want to not have friends. I don't want to not have a community. And so I'm really like working toward having the courage to just go say, hey, my name's Amari, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Can I sit here? You know, because it's a little bit different trying to cultivate a community outside of college versus when you're in college, because you're always around people that are in similar situations in you that you are in college, and it's a little bit different. It takes like a little extra oomph outside of college, and so I'm just praying like it won't be super difficult. Hi. So that is something I'm a little bit nervous about, but I do think that in due time, God will provide me and show me the community I'm supposed to have. It just might not be like when I expect it to be. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is the pink one. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to what life after post-grad is gonna look like. Am I nervous? Yes. Do I want to rush it? No, because this is when life really starts to life. I don't know. I'm just excited, you know. I'm gonna make more money, so I'll be able to go travel. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to travel and to just, I don't know, do the things that I felt like I couldn't do. Dang, what was I saying? But I'm excited because, you know, I'll have more money to be able to do the things I would like to do, aka travel. And I'm so excited because I already have a trip planned. I'm just praying that nothing falls through. I am excited. I'm excited for that and just kind of like stepping into my grown woman era. But I don't want to like rush being an adult because, no. And I've also felt myself like getting so much closer to the Lord and really like yearning for him and really like running and chasing after him. I definitely feel like I'm at that point in my relationship. It's now to the point where I'm willing, because at first I was willing to compromise going to Bible study, going to study, going to dance. I was willing to compromise that to do this, and now I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go over here instead. And I think that has been such an interesting like switch. I have a couple of trainings like discipleship and leadership. Like, what is discipleship? What does it mean to be disciple? What does it mean to be a disciple? And I'm literally so excited to go. And a year ago I probably would have been like, I don't want to do that. So there's just been a lot of growth all around. And I'm just really excited to kind of see where we move from here. We got the e.l.f. setting spray. As y'all can tell, I love me some e.l.f. down bad. And speaking of growth, I feel like I'm bouncing all over the place, but it's fine. It's fine. Excuse me. My fashion sense has changed. I was talking to my significant other, and he said one of the things I've noticed is how, like, how you dress is different. Like, you don't show as much skin. I was like, I hardly show skin at all. Okay. And I have been convicted starting last year to just start covering myself a little bit more. And I know some people hate the whole modesty thing. I think it's a personal conviction. If you have not been convicted on that, who am I to tell you to go put some clothes on? You know what I'm saying? But that's what the Lord convicted me about. And over the last couple months, I've just been purging my closet and getting rid of stuff. And by getting rid of, I mean donating the clothes that I was convicted of, whatever. And I started replacing them. And I don't have a crop top anymore. I don't think I have any more crop tops, bodycon dresses. I have a couple pair of shorts, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know. That change was crazy. And I feel like the quick work that the Lord did in my life after I told him I did not want to live one foot in, one foot out, it was like that. It was so rapid that I tell people it was almost scary. But my obedience doesn't come without some kind of reward, you know? And so he's been honoring my sacrifice and my faithfulness. And I used to think like, oh my gosh, you're not faithful, you're not faithful, you're not faithful. And I got a word at church one day, and he was like, you need to stop being so hard on yourself because you have been faithful and God sees that you're being faithful. You need to stop thinking that you're not. And I was like, oh, good. Because I feel like I there's not a standard that I have to live up to when it comes to God, because I'm never going to meet it, period. But what I do want to do is be consistent with him, and I want to be faithful with him. And I always get in my head like, oh, I'm not doing enough, but that right there, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So there's just been a whole lot of growth, and I'm really excited. I really am excited. I'm tired, I'm ready. I know I'm going to miss this chapter of my life, but I'm also ready to move on to the next, just because I'm kind of tired. Being in college is a lot, because I'm what I like to call semi-independent. Like, I still live at home, so my shelter, I rely on my parents for that, right? On my mother for that. But being in college taught me how to be somewhat independent. You know, it's, girl, you need to start paying for your own groceries. You have to make your doctor's appointments, and you got to pay your car note. You know, you got to make your schedule. When are you going to cook? When are you going to do your laundry? You know, there's nobody else who do that for you. And so it definitely taught me semi-independence. It taught me how to figure stuff out by myself, you know, and to work through the steps before going to run to mommy and daddy. And that's been new. But the whole college experience, I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful to the Lord for carrying me through. But I think I am ready to let it go. I think I did everything that I would have wanted to do except for study abroad. I did not study abroad. And I would have wanted to, but just because I'm not a student doesn't mean that I can't. Just because I won't be a college student doesn't mean that I can't go study abroad. You know, I can still go to another country and go get taught somewhere. You know, I can go take a class, you know. So I'm excited though. I really am excited. I am. I did have a couple questions though. I do need to finish my lip, but I did get a question, I guess going back to the faith thing, about like how to go to God before people. And I wish I had an answer for you, because I still struggle with going to people before God. And I think for me, I've just been journaling, because that kind of stops me from opening my mouth to other people, because it gives me a temporary release. And then I kind of circle back around and be like, okay, God, well, this kind of made me mad today. Oh, hold on. This is the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in Truth or Bear. I don't know what this is gonna look like. I love e.l.f. damn bad. I think one thing I've started to do is when I get upset, I just say, you know what, God, I'm upset, and this is why I'm upset. And I would just go in right then and there. And it keeps me from feeling like I have to go talk to somebody. So that would kind of be my piece of advice. I honestly don't have much because I'm still working through it myself, but that's kind of been what I've been doing thus far. And it's been working. It takes practice. I still have my moments, but that's kind of where I've been with it lately. And then I got another question about some goals. Like 3 short-term goals and 3 long-term goals. So I think when I think short-term, I think within like the next 3 months maybe. And so within the next 3 months, I do want to take a trip. I want to get the marketing collateral done for future plans. I don't want to explicitly say what it is, but I want to get that finished. And then I want to have paid off a certain amount off of my car note because I'm working on paying off my car within the next year. So that would be like meeting a third of my goal. That would be a 3-month plan. And then I guess long term would be like within the next year. I want to go out the country within the next year. I want to have had read 15 books. They're playing JoJo Siwa like so loud. But anyway, I would have I want to have read 15 books within the next year. Oh, this is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Balm and Strawberry Shortcake. And then what's one more? I guess I would have wanted to have officially launched a business by then, within the next year. But I'm trying to like build systems instead of just goals, because when I make goals, I don't never really reach them. But when I make systems, it makes it a lot easier to reach them. And my camera's about to die, so I guess we're gonna end it here. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope y'all related to it. If y'all want to chat, let's chat in the comments, and I will talk to y'all next time.